Hey, so one of the most common questions that we get asked is how long do Invisalign retainers last? So these are the Invisalign retainers, or more specifically, the Invisalign vivera retainers, okay? So if you look really closely right there, it says vivera on there. So what makes these different from the regular Invisalign trays is that they're thicker and stiffer, so they last a lot longer. The regular Invisalign trays, they kind of degrade after about like 3 4 weeks or so, but these will last a lot longer than that. So the Vivera retainers by Invisalign, each set will last about 1.5 to 2 years. And just so you know, you often get 4 sets of these. Okay, that means you get 4 sets on the top and you get 4 sets on the bottom, and each set or each pair will last about 1.5 to 2 years. So the grand total for all 4 sets together should last you about 6 to 8 years total. Okay. Um, but overall, how long they really last in practice, all right? Because the 6 8 years and the 1.5 to 2 years is based on what the Invisalign representative tells us. But based on what we see, practicality and real life getting in the way, they often last not quite as long as that. One of the main reasons is that people often grind or clench their teeth, which can wear through the retainers quicker. Or number two, which is actually the most common reason, is that people lose them. Okay, yes, people will lose these, and it's kind of nice that you get 4 sets, because if you lose one or you break one, you can move on to the next one, right? So just to give you a couple of stories, we've had people where they have lost their Vivera retainers after 3 months of use. Okay, so most people move around a lot, right? So they were moving after wearing it for 3 months, and then they somehow lost the set during the middle of the move. All right, and then that's 1 set gone after 3 months. And then a lot of people, you're supposed to be wearing these nightly, so people do bring them on vacation and when they go on flights. Okay, and people often lose them at the hotels or wherever place that they're kind of staying at. So for those reasons, I would say they typically don't make it to the 6 to 8 year mark, as most people like to hope. But that's not because of the plastic wearing out or anything like that, but it's more due to mishaps in real life. Okay. Another thing that I kind of want to touch upon is that my recommendation is to actually replace the retainers after 2 months max. The max time that you can keep each set will be about 2 years. Even if they're not broken, I do recommend moving on to the next set. The reason why is because, or rather, two reasons. The first one is that over time they do get kind of gunky or gross looking. You can kind of see here. So this one my significant other has been wearing, but you can kind of see there's like these little splotches that start to build up. I mean, they're not yellow by any means, but over time they do get kind of gunky looking. You kind of see all those white things in there. I mean, we do use the bubbling crystals to help clean them on like a multiple days a week basis, and it does keep them clean. But over time, it does get gunky. So it's good to replace it after a while, because you don't want to be kind of licking the same retainer for like 10 years. That's just kind of gross. Eventually you do need to replace Mr. Blanky, right? And kind of the same thing for the retainers. I mean, you do get 4 sets of them, so even if they're not broken, I will move on to the next set after 2 years. Okay. The reason why you should replace them even if they're not broken is that the elasticity in the trays, they kind of give or wear out after a while. I mean, in the beginning, it's very stiff, but over time, as you put them on, take them off, put them on, take them off, they slowly get stretched out over time, okay? And then if they stretch out too much, the teeth can actually have micro movements within the tray. So you don't really want that to happen. Um, a lot of times what you'll notice is that after about like 2 years, when you switch out the trays to the next set of new ones, you'll notice that the trays will feel pretty tight. Okay, that is an indication that the elasticity is starting to wear out. So 2 years is kind of like the limit or the maximum amount of time I will keep each tray for. Although if you want to be on the safer side, I would replace them after like the 1.5 year mark, especially if you're wearing them on a daily basis. Although if you are not very consistent and not very diligent and you don't wear them every day, maybe like a couple times a week max, right? The 2 year mark would definitely be very suitable, okay? So, and that's kind of it for the video, but let me just kind of recap. Each set of Invisalign Vivera trays will last 1.5 to 2 years. But you do get 4 sets of them, so the total should be 6 to 8 years. However, due to mishaps in life, we often find that most people will kind of need replacements after about like 4 to 5 years because people lose them or they kind of break them or all sorts of crazy things, or people's dogs eat them. All right, and yes, that does happen. All right, and that's it for today.